family life, wars, love, jealousy, hatred, all these kind of things. So they're the national epos. Belongs to the national romantic idea and time. Uh, uh, First published 1830. Here again we have the old technological university, one of the old market houses here on left hand side. Yes, the word I didn't find when we passed here earlier is flea market. It's sort of flea market. People come here and sell what they find. Next Saturday is going to be a day when they call it the cleaning day. You clean your drawers and everything you have, and you come and sell out what you want to get rid of. So it's quite fun. Yeah, perhaps you look for a couple of days. Nobody here at this moment. Heretic was a cigarette factory, old cigarette factory. Here on the right hand side we have some old sailor pubs, really traditional ones. And here the small shipyard. Yes, I started saying about that with the after the Second World War, Finland then very quickly developed to an industrialized country, urbanized country. Um, Really, we had big companies like Valmet started working those days. They made, for instance, tractors. They made tractor companies now. Or part of the company is sold to Americans, and then they make paper machines, Valmet, and other sort of heavy kind of things, locomotives. Another big industry that developed those days was Kone elevators. They have them all around the world nowadays, and other things. Then already in the 1800s we had paper industry here in Finland. In the 1900s, all the 1900s, paper industry was our most important industry. But then in the actually it started with a paper mill. In the middle of 1800s, they built a paper mill, the city called Nokia here in Finland. Nokia actually originally is a small animal, a little bit bigger than a hamster. But then the city was called Nokia, and then they built a company, so they started call the company Nokia Company. In the 1900s, Nokia started making rubber boots. Days like this, we need rubber boots. Then they started making car tires. Then they started making telephone cables. And in the 80s, Nokia had a director who got very interested of the new telephones and developing telephones, mobile phones and all that. And in the end of 80s we already had this huge telephone, mobile phone, there was like a battery. And in the beginning of 90s we started having the small mobile phones. Nowadays Nokia belongs to Microsoft. They have some small part still of they don't make the phones anymore. They make other things, but and the tires Nokia still has. But we have other sort of high technology companies like Rovio, Angry Bird, for instance, is Rovio. We have a thing that nobody really realizes that is from Finland, but almost all airports in in the world have their instruments. They are called väisälä. Also NASA uses their instruments. So they are all over the world. So there are companies like that, Finnish companies that we basically live off. Another thing that is from Finland is Santa Claus. The history of Santa Claus is from 1900s, but before that we had this sort of animal that sort of threw into the houses the presents. He never appeared, but in the 1900s they invented the Santa Claus really, and in the 30s we had this, and 40s we had this man who made radio programs